Hey guys, how you doing? Mike Tannic back here with more Hearts of Iron 4 La Resistance. We just finished up the Spanish Civil War and boy was it a pain, but guys, we came out on top. We managed to crush the government powers as well as the Carlists in short order, so we now have a united Spanish commune. Now, one thing that we can finally get into that I haven't got into this whole series is the new resistance system. Since we did inherit Spanish Africa, we have all these territories here, and there is resistance. So let me show you a thing or two about how we're going to go about this and how you handle it. So let's go to resistance map mode. We can see here we have La Resistance. In fact, 31% La Resistance. And I'll show you how this new system works. Now, this new window here, if you don't already know, it throws a lot at you. So we'll start over here. Basically, you have two competing forces here. One is the resistance. The other is the compliance. Now, the compliance is sort of the anti-resistance. And this is what you want to get up more than anything. In fact, this is how you manage the resistance. Garrison units now do not really have anything to do, or nearly as much to do, with suppressing resistance as they did before. They merely stand in between the resistance and the factories and infrastructure. Anything that could be sabotaged, they're the ones that stop it from happening. So you're gonna have to have these garrisons full. Now the garrisons are decided by you and what kind of unit template you're going to use to complete this, that you want to have in here to guard. So right now I have the cavalry division in here to guard. And right here it kind of shows you what you need. We need half of a cavalry division to efficiently protect all the structures in here from the resistance. And as you can see right here, it tells you what you need. You need it just as much as, it's the same thing you would do to fill up a division. You need infantry equipment, you need manpower. And you don't ever see this unit. It is off map, but it does in fact draw from your manpower and draw from your equipment. Now see, we can change the kind of division we want here, but right now I'm going to stick with it. So the good thing about this is that you can go in and design a division that's fit for basically custom made to handle resistance. Say you'd put, I don't know, 4 infantry in an MP company. If we had an MP company, that would be really nice, but we don't yet. We haven't researched that yet. And here you can see this is the equipment that goes to the garrisons. So you can set the priority for that. And right now I'm going to set that to high because we do have a fair bit of resistance that I would like to make sure stays under wraps. So back to this. How do you handle resistance? Well, the first way, this is the very first way that you handle it. You can choose from any of these options. Now, these are varying degrees of harshness. The further down the list you go, the more harsh the occupation is. And that will knock down the resistance by quite a bit, but it will also deplete the compliance, which is kind of defeating the purpose. So you would only really want to use these if the resistance is really, really high and getting out of control. I mean, it's just, it tells you here, you know, you don't need a garrison. If you decide no garrison, then the resistance goes up by 40% here. And that's a bad thing. You don't want that to happen unless you want them to revolt for some reason. So I am using civilian oversight right now because that has no negative effect on compliance, which is where you want to get to. And there's varying degrees of, you reach little milestones in compliance here. And things that you're allowed to do, certain policies you're allowed to do, but also it helps you get more out of that province. See right here, if you get the compliance high enough, okay, now we have access to 10% more resources and 10% more of the factories there. If you go to the volunteer program, you get all the way up here, then you get more recruitable population out of that territory, and so on, all the way up to setting up a collaboration government. And that's kind of up to you. A collaboration government is somewhere, it's almost like a puppet state, but you still own it. And it's more or less self-sufficient, and you have basically better access to all of their, let's say, industry and resources. It's a good thing to do, but it's difficult to reach. You cannot reach that necessarily with all this alone. But what you can do is use one of your spies, one of your agents. They have the ability to, say, go in here and root out resistance. And you can also, eventually, if you set up the intel network here, or if you actually can, no, you can't, but there is a way to boost your compliance with your agents, and that helps you set up a collaboration government, which can also be done in target countries. Say if we wanted to set up a collaboration government in in Portugal, we could do that. And that would make them capitulate much faster during a war, which for them, that's, it's not really a big deal. These guys are easy. But if we were to, say, take on France, then yes, we would absolutely want to have that in place, along with a number of other things. So that's kind of how that works. And that's kind of how I'm handling this right now. I'm trying to get my compliance up. I'm using civilian oversight, and that will tamp down the resistance over time. Now, enough with that. Well, actually, we are going to come back to that in a minute. So what we are going to do right now, though, is come and root out resistance here with our agent to get him some experience and to make sure that Spanish Africa does end up complying. So back to this. We just finished the Civil War. So let's see where this leaves us now. Because I didn't actually play through to the next day on this, and I think that's when things kind of happen for us. So let's have a look. We did not gain any additional units, so we're kind of stuck with what we have. We are in a very much weakened state from the war, as I suspected we would be. Now, we didn't really gain many factories. We didn't gain any factories, I don't believe. We have... Yeah, we have only 7 civilian factories, so that's why after this military factory here is done, we are going to start to build up our civilian factories. Because we do need those civilian factories for intelligence agency operations. That's, again, the currency that they use, strangely enough, is civilian factories. And I suspect that'll be changed later on. Okay, there we go. Now, it looks like, let's see, where are we having resistance? Yeah, all these places we're having resistance. It's kind of the same thing. We don't want to do secret police here. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do secret police. Let's go back to civilian oversight since we do still have more compliance than resistance. And I want to make sure all these are on civilian oversight. Right, the Galician Free State. Yep. Okay. Yeah, the resistance is low, but so is the compliance, which we're going to have to get up. And yeah, these garrisons guys are going to draw a lot of manpower from us. And that's why when we get a chance, I am going to research MP companies, because that is going to help us a great deal. And we could probably end up reducing the number of units we have in the cavalry division. So let's take stock of our army. What do we have left after that? We have... Okay, what do we got here? We got 5 infantry divisions and 3 of these lousy, terrible divisions. I believe they only have the 3 infantry. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Alright, that's going to get changed up for sure. We only have 10 divisions total, and they are absolute garbage. And we do have 1 division in training. Let's have a look at our equipment. How are we looking? Okay, we're good on reserve equipment. I'm actually happy with that. So we can start to change these units over, which is a shame because some of them... I wish we could keep that experience, but we can't. Yeah, let's go ahead, change these over. And we're gonna... well... I don't believe that France is necessarily a threat, although they do not seem to like us very much. Yeah, you know what? No. No, they are not going to attack us. I do not believe that they are going to attack us. But just in case... Yeah, you know what? Well, while we're at it, just change over this last division. We'll get the artillery caught up. Okay. Just for now, this is gonna be a token force, just to let the French know that we are watching them. And are we having resistance now in any of these conquered territories? Just a little. Just a little, as I suspected we would, and that's fine. That is okay. Alright. I'm really glad that war is over, guys. That was just the biggest nightmare of a war that I have ever encountered. Like, I did start with... I did do the Spanish campaign on purpose because I knew that it was going to be a tough one, but I didn't realize how bad they had made the game. So, all right, we did inherit 2 light cruisers and 2 destroyers, so we are gonna send that to our main task force here. And we did get a submarine, so let's bring all of our ships back home. We don't need them out patrolling. We're about to be out of fuel, so let's bring them home, and we'll get the ones trained that need to be trained. Let's see. Do we want to upgrade this? No. Well, I might, actually. I might upgrade this since we do have... Yeah, I think we should do that. Okay. The ships which are in a nearby naval base will be taken care of. The naval base where they is bombed. Yep. We're going to refit that. Okay. Now let's see what they have here. What do their divisions look like? I don't think they enjoyed us building an intelligence network in their territory very much, but you know, I don't really care about that. So, all right. What do we have in the way of planes? Let's take stock here. I mean, you guys can stop now. I don't know if you're actually flying. Probably not, but... Okay. Yeah, we got a bunch of interwar fighters. We got garbage, guys. We have absolute garbage. That's alright. Okay, what are we not building here? Naval bomber. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead. I do want to see how the... Okay, the Chinese-Japanese war is still at a stalemate. I suspected it would be. That just takes forever for them to break through here, and they typically have to do a few naval invasions to get this off the ground, so I'm glad to see that they're stalled. That is a good sign. Now, how do we stand with Russia after all that? Probably not too good. They were fighting against us, so... Yeah, I don't see them... I mean, our relations are somewhat fine, but... Yeah, we can't... Okay, we're still recovering from Civil War. So what does that mean for us? Is that a modifier? Will be removed... Oh, geez, we gotta go all the way until 1942. I wonder if there's a way... Okay, Spain is currently focused on rebuilding the country and less willing to join a faction. 26 September 1942. Ouch. Ouch, guys. There's gotta be a... Maybe there is a focus here. Collective recovery efforts. Which grants factory repair speeds. No. Okay, that's not it. Is there anything in our tree that we can get to get rid of that? Red Bulwark in the west. Affects, unlocks recovering from Civil War decision, making it possible to return Spanish states to the core states. No. We are not returning anything to anyone. That is final. I'm not doing that. Soviet recovery aids. Let's see. Gain, which grants weekly stability. Modify recovering from Civil War by consumer goods. See, that would be sweet, but we can't take Soviet aid. We went the other way with that. So, maybe all must do their parts. Okay, oh, here we go. Unlocks recovering from Civil War decision, making it possible to... Okay. Yeah, we're not going to return any states, though. It wouldn't be worth it to get rid of that. Yeah. Oh, well. I guess, well, okay, we might do that. We might do that. Let's have a look. How far down is it from where we are at? Alright. Almost do their part. I mean, yeah, it is in our tree. We absolutely could do that. But we'll see. We'll see if it... Anything to end that earlier, because we can't... We cannot sustain that. That's absolute madness. So what's going on here, guys? Oh, yeah. You're all supposed to be over there. Now, the thing is, with this, are we still trading for anything? Okay, yeah, we're trading for way too much tungsten. Alright. Now, I do want to get a good look at what do we know about Portugal. Now, we did have an intel network there, but we had to let it go. So, they have 6 to 30... Yeah, this isn't going to tell us much. They don't have much manpower. We know that pretty well. Although the intel level is only 40% accurate, that's okay. I think that there's still going to be a pushover. We just need more divisions. That's going to be our chronic problem here. And more divisions means more artillery. And we can actually take down our infantry equipment production by 1. And put that into artillery. So what is this? Demobilize our economy. To complete one of the following must be true. Has economy law. Total mobilization. Effects if not completed. Wait. Less than 80% war support. Okay, we do have the total mobilization law. So I'm not sure what they want from you. What do you want from me, game? Oh, bastards. Okay, so we are in 1937. So let's make sure we have all the 1937 techs. Okay, good. We are getting the oil tech. That is going to help us greatly. Excavation we don't necessarily need right now. Let's see what else we could get. We are behind on airplanes. I did want to get upgraded fighters. Let's make sure we're not missing anything else critical. Anti-tank. That is what we need. I'm almost guaranteed now that's going to be it. Yeah, we can't do anything down here. Although MP Company would also be really nice to help us out with resistance because we do have occupied territories. So we're definitely going to do that. And we are about to get another research slot so we can get one of those other 2 techs that we desperately need. Because all these are going to take forever. Because our research speed is like, it's like molasses. There we go. So we have a few directions we could go here. Yeah, we have to have... Okay, yeah, we cannot go down that way, unfortunately, because we can't get... Or can we? We might be able to get these. Let's see. Secularize the new states. Now, what is our... Actually, what is... We don't necessarily need more communist support. That's being done by other means already. So this is the one we wanted to come down here, which will help us hopefully get rid of that nasty modifier recovering from the Civil War. Okay, this will gain us base war support and... Oh, excellent. So this will remove the modifier autonomous state and semi-autonomous, or give semi-autonomous state status to Catalonia, Galicia, and País Vasco. So, I didn't think... Huh. I didn't think that they were... Yeah, they're not. Oh, okay, yeah, Galician Free State. And that... Ooh. Yeah, all of that is actually rising the resistance, as I suspected it would. And that's going to take a lot from us, so... Huh. Okay, well, as this rolls on, we might have to tamp that down a bit. Which is fine. So, let's go ahead and get... start letting Portugal know who the boss is over here. Let's go ahead and give these guys a front line. Yeah, we have a long way to go before we can attack Brazil. Portugal. Hey, they both speak Portuguese. Leave me alone. Yeah, because, I mean, we are so short on divisions. It's incredible. Like, let's go ahead and add another unit here. And I do desperately want to build an armor division, but of course, guys, we cannot get that done until we get more civilian factories completed. And are there any... Jeez, I wish there were some better decisions here that we can make. We can no longer do war bonds, which would drastically up our production here. Who do we have access to as far as... Oh, wait, captain of... Okay, this would help. Civilian factory construction speed plus 10. Let's see. Political power gain plus 10%. That would help a lot. Education reform. Okay, research speed plus 5%. So, no. No. Can't get them just yet, but... Alright, so we were going to do... What were we going to do? Anti-tank... Or the airplane. I feel like anti-tank is probably the most pressing to have. Because right now our divisions can't pierce... They couldn't pierce a wet paper bag if they wanted to. Let's see. Effects if not completed. Activates mission. Demobilize our economy. Gains national spirit strikes. Alright, well... Guess what? We have total mobilization. Oh, but we're not at war, so... Well, I hope they don't demobilize the economy, because we do have total mobilization, and that is not cool. I don't want to get rid of that. We did that on purpose. Yeah, we did that on purpose, guys. Oh, no. They're gonna screw us. We do need to change the manpower laws, though. Because we are running critically low on manpower, as I suspected we would, as these spots of resistance increase. How is our spy doing? He is doing wonderfully. He's got the organized resistance down to 27%. Although we have resistance on the rise everywhere else. It's going down here and here. And what about down here? Also reducing. That is good. Let's see. Oh, come on. All right. Use your brain, Mike. Here we go. Yeah, our compliance is really high here. Yeah, our compliance is high, and it's growing. Very slowly, but it's growing. So that will counter the resistance. Or la resistance, I should say. But yeah, our spy here is doing some good work. Alright. Root out resistance mission, minus 10%. Right, guys. Now, somebody asked me why we only have one spy. Now, a lot of countries only start out with one. And in order to get a second, we have to do at least 5 upgrades to our intelligence agency. Whether it be, you know, basically any one of these 5. You have to choose 5. And that will give you a second spy, at which point you can become a spy master, but you have to also have the upgrades for it. So we are not currently doing any upgrades. Again, they cost civilian factories, but when we do, I think what I would like to do is unlock the cryptology department, which unfortunately is going to cost 8 civilian factories. And how long does that take? 30 days. Okay, so I'm going to do it now, which is going to take basically, yeah, that takes all of our civilian factories for a month. Now, it will be worth it, though. I mean, we're going to have to do it sometime, and I think we may as well do it now. Just for the simple fact that our cryptology is at 0. We don't have the same... I'll show you in the tech branches. That's changed as well here. Yeah. So I believe there are buffs you can do, but no, yeah, the cryptology is completely gone from the engineering. Now it is all done through the intelligence agency, which is appropriate. I actually really like that mechanic. That seems like what it would be. Like it's you do research cryptology, but typically it's done behind closed doors in some secret spy agency. So I kind of like that. That is a good addition, if you ask me. So, how are we doing in equipment? I do want to get all of our divisions. Yeah, we're still in the tank on artillery, unfortunately, but I want to get rid of this unit here that's mucking up our armies. They're just ugly to look at. Can't do it. So, it's only 2 more divisions, and we'll finally be rid of them. And we are kind of cranking out artillery now as well. And yeah, that'll go up dramatically. We're doing 3.5 a day. We'll get caught up pretty fast. And these guys as well, correct? Yes. Okay. Good, good. So, there was a conflict, I believe, that I did want to get into to help influence, but well, maybe not. Yeah, the Chinese-Japanese war, I don't really want to get involved in that, except for the fact that Communist China is involved. Because I do want Communist China to rise. They are part of the Chinese United Front, but they will likely be more friendly to us than the Soviets in the end. Yeah, we can't send volunteers. We need at least 30 divisions. Ha! That's not gonna happen. But I would like to be friends with them so that we can start with docking rights, but they don't have, obviously, a dock. They are out in the middle of nowhere, but that was very kind of them to offer us docking rights. Alright. Yeah, Communist China. See, we got docking rights with them, but the point here is I want to start to make friends with them, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And what I would like to do here is send an attaché to... I think I will send an attaché to China. Because we're not using our command power right now. And we definitely could use the army experience because we're going to make some changes here coming up to our division designs. Mostly in the form of our armor divisions, which right now are okay. They're better than a lot of the default armored divisions that you sometimes get that are loaded with like cavalry and just garbage like that. And here, once we get the MP companies, we should be able to cut back on some of this. So that'll give us some more manpower and some more infantry equipment because we are obviously on our ass when it comes to those things. So let's see how we're doing here. All right. This has been reduced a great deal. So I might send our spy elsewhere. Yeah, I want to see what it's looking like here because our compliance is not working at all. Okay, here we go. The Italians are going after Yugoslavia, finally. I keep forgetting it's only 1937 because I microed and slowed down through the entire war. Yeah, we might have to do some crackdowns here. Some serious crackdowns. What are they? How much are they growing by? Yeah, damn. Huh. Oh boy. Yeah, we got it just all over, guys. So this is another reason why I wanted to play Spain, because I'd heard that this was going to happen and we can really use the new resistance system. And you can see, like, this is where it's really going to kill us, guys. This is the garrison units that we need. And this is what's sucking up our manpower. See, they need 2.27 cavalry divisions to secure Burgos. And Cordoba is a much better... Well, all these are okay, actually. That's fine. Canary Islands. But this is growing. And this little bar here is expected where it's supposed to end. Like, this is where it's expected to be. So, what would really help us right now is being able to get our stability back up. That would be incredible if we could do that, because we're still only at 50%. And in the way of decisions, I mean, there's really not much. What would demobilizing our economy do? Effects when selected. Change economy law to war economy, which grants... Oh, okay, okay, I see. I see. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This makes good sense, guys, for me to do this, so I will do that. We're going to demobilize the economy. Plus, again, like war, total mobilization, that takes away from our manpower, which we desperately need. So I am willing to accept that. All right, we got ourselves a shiny new division. Let's go ahead and throw them on this line. And let's go ahead and do the shift train, which is such... I'm so glad they finally did that. You don't have to set up training armies anymore. You can train specific units. All right, there is our cryptology department. And that gives us decryption power and cryptology level +1. And of course, we can go down this line too. All these... Ooh, machine assistant decryption. Okay. So this is where your tech tree and your decryption kind of come into play. So yeah, you got to have the radio interception group. Then you go down the machine assisted decryption. Excellent. Okay, I understand. So we have to have machine computing, I assume. Because that would make the most sense. Yeah, computing machine. I believe that is when you can actually move down that line, if I recall right. And I believe that I do recall right. Alright. So, I'm going to send this guy elsewhere. He could... Oh, boy. Yeah, in these states, we could definitely use some help because it is on the rise. So, let's start to tamp down. We're going to send our spy over there to root out resistance. Because the resistance here is already on its way down. It was on its way down before he came along, so... Yeah, there we go. It's trending downward, and it's expected to hit basically 0 at some point. So yeah, there's Spanish Africa. Let's see. Yep, alright. We are at compliance strength 60. That is excellent. Which means there we are about to be able to have the volunteer program, which will give us more recruitable population. I appreciate that. Oh, no enemy ciphers being decrypted. Click on map to add country as a decryption target. Okay. Alright. Let's start to decrypt Portugal. Oh, this is so fun. It's so much fun. 960 days. Okay, so yeah, that's where you have to really get your cryptology up. Because right now, it's in the tank. Pardon me. And we could dedicate 5 factories to kind of help that out, but, you know, that's fine. Or you could do government cipher school. Even better. I like this. Oh, God, it's so much fun, guys, to actually start to use it. I mean, the resistance is still annoying as hell, but it's fun. It's a fun new way to manage it, and I am actually not disappointed at all with the way it went. Alright, how are we doing on equipment, guys? Still doing okay. Still doing okay. How's our production looking? Yeah, our production looks ugly, like always. Alright. And we're going to complete this on the 20th of March. Good God Almighty. That's why we really need to get that Captain of Industry. He's coming up next for us. And Portugal doesn't know it yet, but it's about to be communist Spain. Hopefully we can get to it before any formal war kicks off so they don't go and join a faction. Because we are so weak right now that they could basically just walk right over us if they wanted. I think our division design is better. Yeah, it seems to be. Oh, it definitely is. They don't have... Okay. Oh, never mind. They do have at least one design that has artillery and engineer support, which is interesting. Oh, boy. Garrison. Yeah, look at that. 51,000 in the garrison. That is ugly, my friends. That's why we need to really get rid of this resistance here. And how is he doing? Let's have a look. Alright, yeah, it's starting to go down in these areas, but just this one area, really. Yeah, we're going to have to do something soon. I might have to change the laws here. Yeah, because well, we're going to try. Let's try in one area to see what it looks like. Particularly up here. Let's change civilian oversight. Let's do local police force. Because I don't want to harm the compliance growth too much, but we're going to try it there. And here. Because they're going up real fast. Okay, you just hang on. You hang on. Okay. Yeah, we'll do local police force there and there to see what that looks like. To see if that's going to help us at all. Alright, united under socialism. Alright, they are now semi-autonomous up in Galicia, which is good. Maybe they'll stop being such jerks. Okay, we could get an easy... Or could we? Requires maintaining the fire. Okay, so yeah, I guess we could not get that. I thought that was going to be another easy research slot, so... Let's see, we could do land redistribution or wealth redistribution. We could do both, actually, but let's start with the wealth redistribution to reduce our consumer goods factories. Okay, so, yeah. Yeah, we're going to try that here to see if that actually helps at all. And it does look as though it's... Come on, Mike. As if it is going down now over here. But in the rest of the places, it's on the rise. So we will manage those separately. But, guys, I am all out of time for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I did want to dig into the new system, how it works, and how we are going to exploit this going forward. So... if there's any questions you have about the new system or anything you want to see me do or ideas you have or corrections, please let me know in the comments below. I love you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.